So, manipulation is defined by the APA as behavior designed to exploit, control, or otherwise influence others to one's own advantage. Cambridge Dictionary similarly defines it as controlling someone or something to your own advantage, often unfairly or dishonestly. So the distinction between manipulation and persuasion actually goes back to ancient Greece, where persuasion was defined as the ethical and honest way to influence people through reason in the early days of dialectics. So whatever form of manipulation you're talking about, the defining characteristic is the intent. It's calculated, it's self-serving, it's surreptitious, and it's underhanded. So an excessive pile of gifts for a friend or for a love interest is a love bomb if it is done intentionally to assert a dynamic of power over somebody, or to weave a deceptive smokescreen of true affection to make somebody think that they're in love. A rude dismissal of somebody's opinion could be gaslighting behavior, if and only if it's a purposeful tactic meant to devastate somebody's confidence in their own competence or perception or intelligence, what have you. Now, manipulative people can be identified. You might be thinking, well, they're manipulative, so don't they manipulate the tests and the therapists? Well, that's what they think. But clinicians are not looking for the patient's idea of right and wrong, because we know that they know the difference between right and wrong. Well, I would say, madam, I believe this is your $100 bill that fell out of your handbag. No, thank you. They don't know what it's like to live with empathy and genuinely love people and feel joy and real connection. So they can't mimic that, and not having that causes them to develop a different worldview than others. You know, they might become weird libertarians or something. Now, what I was just talking about, that's more how sociopaths or people with antisocial personality disorder are recognized. So generally, narcissists or people with narcissistic traits are much easier to detect and diagnose. Psychiatrists are trained to locate your emotional pain, your wounds, your damage, chips on your shoulder, your touchy subjects, whatever you want to call it. Now, narcissists are a minefield of those things. They are nothing but touchy subjects. And the sad thing is they're in pain, but they don't tend to improve with therapy because they can't properly engage with the process, because they can't accept that they are the common denominator in all the problems in their lives. They can't take responsibility for anything. So why do people think women are manipulative? So people have preconceived notions about women being the manipulative sex. However, in psychiatry, manipulative behavior is classified as Machiavellianism. So if somebody is manipulative, they have the dark triad trait of Machiavellianism. This can exist independently of deeper pathologies or alongside them. So research shows consistently that men are more Machiavellian with a higher frequency, and they're more likely to use overt tactics to assert their power. Women, interestingly, they always score lower than men, but the disparity is less in places that are more unequal. So in less democratic countries, you tend to see more Machiavellian behavior from women. So this increase is attributable to what's called restrictive resource strategy. People with less power often cannot attain what they need by direct means. So, for example, if a person of color is applying for an apartment or a job, they need to adapt to using indirect tactics and indirect force to counter these obstacles. Why isn't this manipulation? Well, it's not manipulation because the goal is not personal gain or power over others. The goal is surviving. So, as humans have evolved, women have adapted to behaviors that are likely to elicit cooperative and empathetic behavior from men. So, speaking softly, handling arguments and disputes like we're the kindergarten teacher. So I guess that we found the source of feminine wiles. It's that.